Hi, Michael.
Hi, Jameson.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are
Good.
you?
I'm good. Thank you for your patience. I can't believe I keep managing my time poorly, and that's the problem. But I'm in the last lesson, and I was like, we gotta get to the end of this thing before I can jump on the. Sorry. So, as you know, that's just how it goes sometimes, though. So I'm gonna work on that for you. Okay. How's life? How are you feeling this week?
Um, a little stressed, but I'm making progress, I think.
Okay. Are you feeling stressed
Yeah,
because you
it's nothing
know?
nothing to do with singing. It's
Oh,
just
it's
like
not.
just
Okay.
work stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
Um, but yeah,
Are you, I'm sorry about Saturday having to be postponed as it was, but I mean, this Saturday is going to be great. You feeling still ready and prepared for that? How are you feeling with that?
I'm feeling good. Um, Going to see if I can invite some family members and see if they're down to join us for that. I'm still a little nervous. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to like try to relax a bit and
Good.
just give it my all.
Absolutely. And that's all you can do, right? And of course, this is part of it is the learning experience of performing in front of everyone and then being like exposed, because
Yeah.
that way, not only will you find you're going to learn more by just being on, like having to be on and do it, but
Yes.
also having, the insight from Linata will be interesting, right? Another coach and myself as well, of course, in that moment. And you're going to hear from other people about your singing too, maybe like in the comments, right? Like, oh my gosh, this sounded so great. I love when you do this. Your tone of your voice is blah, blah, blah. You'll hear things that are positive things maybe you didn't even expect too about your voice. And those things will be really insightful as well. So part of it is, you know, doing it to get over the fear. Part of it is learning from the actual coaching. And the other thing is just you'll get insights on what people are really drawn to in your voice, what's working. Um,
Okay.
so it's all steps in the right direction, right? Even though it's very uncomfortable, it works. It's a good thing.
Oh, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Um, as far as routines go,
Hmm.
um, I kind of like made up one by myself, but I don't really know
Great.
if it's good or not. Like in terms of just like practicing outside of our
Okay.
scheduled sessions. Um, yeah, I basically do like one of the warm-ups off of YouTube and then like some of their daily exercises. I don't know exactly if that's good or bad for me or if I should be doing something else. I can like send that to you later just to see what you think, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So you'd go through a specific routine of it and you made that for yourself?
Yes.
Great. Love it. Did you get, I sent I'm pretty sure I sent you that warm up routine, right? Of mine.
Yes. Yes.
It's pretty intense, right? Like, so you don't have to do that, but I also feel like there's a lot of good exercises in there to work towards too. And what that does in progression as well is it opens your voice up from, a number of different levels in that period of time. So if you're doing things that are articulative exercises or things that help you just kind of get the voice open and moving, that's what we're starting with in the beginning. And then you work into bigger range. So usually when you're warming your voice up, you want to be kind of gentle with it. And also you want to have moments of using your high voice, your low voice, your mid register, and transitioning between those things and managing tuning, in those different parts of your registers. So taking it easy first, smaller scale, then opening a little bit bigger, then really big range and seeing how that feels. So you start to use more air, you start to use your body more.
Okay.
But I
Oh.
would love to see what you're doing. I'm really intrigued.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, how do you know if you're like straining your voice or going too high too quickly? Like I've
Okay. Too quickly, as in like too early in your day or something before you're warmed up.
I'm I think so. I'll be like I don't know, I hear people say that, oh, you're not supposed to use like certain muscles around your neck for singing. They're supposed to be relaxed, but I'm not always sure if they are relaxed or how it's supposed to sound when they are relaxed. I've also heard like your Adam's apple or trachea or something down here. It's not supposed to go up too fast. You're supposed to like keep it neutral. That's
Yeah.
something I've been trying to work on. I'm not fully understanding it yet or how to do it, but
Right. So great question. So number one thing, you're trying to stay as relaxed as you can. That's the point of having technique, right? Technique is to give you the optimal form for your body to do something efficiently. And as you're doing a lot of singing, if you're singing a long time or if you're singing in different parts of your range, you want to be in the position of it being as easy as possible for you. So that's usually the most relaxed position that it could be, right? So that means, yes, trying to neutralize these muscles here in the neck because if you're activating here, you'll feel it. You're going to know number one thing you can do to alter that is posture, making sure
Posture.
that your head is not leaning forward or your jaw isn't jutting forward. Your head is just sitting right on top of the spine. Maybe you're lifting even a little bit in the rib cage. I don't necessarily have great posture as I'm speaking this to you right now, so let me try to fix that for you. Um, but you're sitting up tall. You're on the edge of your seat if you're sitting, right? And that way it helps these muscles already just disengage. And it keeps yourself thinking about the sound that you're making as well. It's not just coming forward, it's going up vertically because it's starting here in the lungs in the air, moving through here, moving up the vocal tract, and then turning and coming out. It has to come out the nose and or the mouth.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that position is all about staying neutral in your neck. You talked about the trachea staying relaxed or down. You were saying not bringing it up too quick. Can you actually raise your trachea? Can you do that?
On command, yeah, I'm not sure. I
Try to
can
swallow it.
lower it with like
Try.
certain sounds.
You can definitely lower it if you open your oh
Oh,
oh
oh,
down here and you lower it as
oh,
possible. Oh yeah.
oh,
Oh, that's too low,
oh.
really, right? You're
Yeah.
pulling it down. There's three different muscles that are working to hold this in the space that it's in. One is like
Uh-huh.
this, one is like this, one is like this. They're all in different position of pulling, right? And through that experience of creating the different notes, they have to create the different position there for your vocal cords to be in. So when you're trying to keep these as neutral as possible, you're having the most released position for the voice. The bottom one isn't usually pulling down per se, but it is keeping your voice from going like tight up on top. We need this to stay relaxed, lower in general, because it wants to come up as a defense mechanism. And yeah, that happens also by closing the jaw. If you swallow, kind of tighten your throat, feel it move.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah.
That's like the most close you can be. Right? Right. Choking. We don't want that. All right, so you're trying to release there. The back of your tongue is another position that you can think about relaxing and releasing because that pulls, there's six different muscles in your tongue, but the back part of your tongue, those muscles are also really next to those muscles that pull on your vocal cords, and your root of your tongue is right above the larynx. So we want to keep that area relaxed as much as you can. If you start tensing this, what's going to happen to your vocal cords? They're going to get pulled up with that, right?
Yeah.
So you'll know
Okay.
if you're straining because it will sound different. It'll sound a little bit like, "Hey, hey, how's it going? Hey, it's a little tight." Over time, you'll start to feel really tired, and the air isn't as efficient.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it might even hurt. Like at different parts of your range, it could eventually start to hurt. You'll start to lose your voice. These are not good things. But we will. It's subtle sometimes how that occurs, and then over time, and you're like, "Wait a minute, I'm all of a sudden don't have a voice."
Hmm.
Any other questions on that stuff?
Mm,
So if you're
no.
looking for ways to keep relaxed as you're singing, I can advise you on some of those things.
Yes.
Okay. So first off, I mentioned posture, right? But another thing would be you're using the breath and the air from down here and supporting here. Because if we start to try to manage where the air is heading into the nose or the mouth, and we have different vowels and all this stuff, it starts to become very like everything's focused here. You can be too tight and too tense just thinking about that, Rick, right? So because singing is it requires you to be really um, kind of superhuman because you have to release not only expectations of what you're supposed to sound like and all that, but like spiritually, you have to kind of disconnect from the outcome. You have to be in the moment with yourself and with your voice so that you're not, I'm going up in the note or I'm singing in front of these people. I'm doing things that are kind of on the edge of my seat. I'm taking risks and I'm also staying really like chill and relaxed as I do that, which is very counterintuitive. I'm performing these super like high complexity words. I'm creating emotion, and yet I'm staying relaxed as I'm doing it. Right? Like, how can I be? It's two opposite things at the same time. You kind of have to sever your brain in half as you're doing these things, and that takes a lot of practice. So and rewiring.
Okay.
But the practice that I would give you to start with on that is when you're taking your breath in, you're starting low and you're centering yourself in that inhale. And then you can feel where your bottom ribs are, right? You want to make sure that area expands and stays out as you exhale as much as you can. So that requires you to keep that activation in your abdominal area and your core, and you're actually thinking out and out, right? Your air is coming out, you're expanding down here, you're lifting in the chest a little bit to offset the fact that all this air is coming rushing out, which will create a lot of pressure here on the throat. So instead, you'll manage how much air do I want to release? How high is that note? I'm going to go, I'm going to go out for a higher note, right? Should be with the feeling of that. And that way I'm not doing it in the throat. That's not good. We want down here. Boom, boom.
Okay.
Try it.
Okay. Ah. Ah.
Yes, that one. You say way more relaxed here, and it sounded like a different person. It sounded like a different person than the first one that did it. Right? Wow.
Yeah.
Do the difference?
Ah. 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 Ah.
Uh huh. That's pretty close.
Ah. Ah.
Right.
Wait. Ah.
So
Sorry.
give us the feeling again one more time with your hands under your bottom ribs and say ha.
Ah.
And you feel that into your hands, right? Your chest
Yes.
also doesn't come down. It's staying lifted and staying open. Ah.
Ah.
Yeah. Great. Now try it here in your range. Oh man, my thing came out. Turn up. Ah.
Ah.
Okay, so when you get to the top part of your range, this is where your voice goes. You have to release there and relax and think down as you're going up. Oh,
Ah.
yes. Did you feel a difference in that?
Yes.
That was
Yes. I
relaxed.
felt a difference.
Yeah. Now let's try here. Oh,
Ah. Wait.
yes. Do it again.
Okay. Ah.
Yeah. Now starting to get to your high range of your chest voice, right? You have to start to modify this unless you want to do it as a belt, which a belt is fine, but a belt has to usually also be modified even, and we end up with a mixed belt if you want to do this healthily. Because a shouty tone isn't always pretty. It's not
Pretty.
usually the
Yeah.
same way. Right? Not really it, right? It's okay, but not really. We will still want something that has some curl and some shape to it. Oh, right?
Ah.
That would be a belted mixed belt.
Ah.
Uh-huh.
Ah.
Better. Yeah. Now let's try it right here. Oh,
Ah.
good. Reminding yourself as you're going up, you're using that support to motivate it, and you're relaxing more as you're going up. Go ahead.
Ah.
Much better. Yeah. Towards the top of that, that was where a little bit of grip came into it. Up. Pretty good. And then up. Just slightly came into it. So one trick I would give you is imagine you're going down with the note.
Down.
Uh-huh. So you can even paint that in the sky. Start here. Oh, with your hand and point down as you go.
Ah.
Yeah, that was better. Do it again.
Oh.
Good. Motivated from the support. Again, do it again.
Oh.
That was even better. More relaxed, right? You're looking for how can
Yes.
I be the most relaxed as possible? That's the one.
Okay.
Yes. And then you just did it on the way up. Let's try to find out the same thing on the way down, right? So, oh, go ahead.
Oh.
Okay, one thing that tends to happen, this is the same thing I had going on in college a lot. My professor was like, "You have top note syndrome." So, the top note, for whatever reason, are you frozen? You're frozen, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Top
Oh.
note syndrome means when I get to the top note, everything changes. I'll think, oh, it's at the top. Oh, I'm at the top. So that, either I can let go, I'm good, I got there, or, oh, it's so high. And those two things both try to get into your brain. Neither one is true. It's just the middle of the phrase.
Just
You're
the
just
middle.
moving some air through there. Oh, right?
Oh.
Yeah, it's really more like you're mowing the lawn and there's a little bump in the hill or something. You're going over the hill and you're going back down the other side with your lawnmower. No matter what, it's touching the ground. Oh, go ahead. Yeah,
Oh.
you could still be a little more relaxed, a little more open on the
More
top.
X. Okay. Oh.
Motivate it with the air.
Oh.
That was closer. I like it. With the way up, especially much much more relaxed. On the way down, it's still a little giving up maybe at the very very end of it from the
Okay.
air support. You need that support in all the way to the finish line, even through the finish line.
Okay.
Ah, little H at the end. hmm
Oh.
You pulled back a little bit. You made it softer by
Okay.
the end. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be softer. I know you're trying to finesse it there too, but on, all the way through the end for now.
Okay. Oh.
Ah, land boldly like that.
Oh.
Just say ah.
Oh.
Yeah. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, the first one was the strongest. I wish all three was the same. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
You're close. That third one and the first one were now the same. The second one got a little different, right? Do it again.
Ha ha ha.
Yes, that stayed open the whole way through. The other times you were cinching in the throat a little bit. Did you notice that?
I think sometimes when I think about it, it just starts closing. It's
hmm
weird. I don't, but
Yes,
like if
it's
I
normal.
sort of not think about it and relax, it
Uh,
it works better.
the more that you can not think about it sometimes is better, and not it's not even like I'm just listening to it or something. It's more like I'm just kind of observing. I'm just a silent observer in this, like not judging myself, right? I'm just feeling this thing and I'm hearing this thing. Okay, cool, that's nice. Let's do it again. And this is becomes more of a practice. It's almost like yoga. Like, okay, I'm stretching my arms out to the side. Let's see how far I could go today. Okay, cool. And now I'm over here. And eventually, over time, you start to just get more comfortable with these moves. Oh, and you realize, oh, wow, I was flexing my pinky like this the whole time. Oh, that doesn't have to happen. And those little tiny muscles in your throat start to go, yeah, I don't need to do anything more. I'm using my breath to connect and lead the whole thing. Let's try it one more
Building
time. Same
awareness.
slide. Yes, it's an awareness. Good job.
Oh.
So what's happening there? I heard a little bit of the top note when you got there. It was great. And then it just a little bit you held it, right? And then a little bit of it diminished after it landed there. It's a slight top note syndrome, not too much. By the end note, it was better on the slide down. You did well at keeping it open from where you were. Last note finally arrives, and then same thing happened where it crunched down.
Okay. 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 Oh.
Okay, it's closer. It's closer. I don't think it was closing, but I don't think you had enough air overall.
Okay. Not enough air for support.
hmm
Oh.
Uh-huh. And just try one
Just a
time.
few
Just
more.
go, ah.
Oh.
Feel how much air you exhaled right there. You just let go of it. Do that a little bit more. It's okay to let go of the air and you can support it at the same time. This is a dichotomy of this. Go ahead.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. When you do the last note, ah, sing that one.
Ah,
That's the first note and the last note, right? So they should both feel the same. See if you can land the same way you start it.
ah.
A little different at the end.
A
So it
little bit
seemed like you
different.
didn't have as much air by the end
Okay.
as the first one.
Ah,
How about ah? Go ahead.
ah.
Don't be afraid to launch with a nice amount of air in this time because you're starting at the top, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, you need that air.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
ah.
Try ba.
Ba,
Pretty good. Follow that slide all the way through to the very end. Ba. You could
ba.
still go. I want you to try going half as slow as that.
Wait, half as slow or half as
hmm
wait,
Half as slow.
half as slow.
Ba.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, you sped up just a little bit towards that end part of it, and then you landed, and you're like, "Ah, I guess I'm here already." Okay, so this is like flying a hot air balloon. You're coming in for landing here. We don't want that thing to crash at the landing because you will die. So you got to make sure the balloon is
Need
not deflating all of
a
a sudden.
soft landing.
Right, yeah. We want it real smooth. Like set down the water on the table as you walk by. Right? You don't want any water to spill when you're walking by quick. You're the server at the restaurant. Here you go, it's your water. And you go to the next table. We got to make sure it's smooth. Nobody wants somebody to come by. Hey, here you go. Oh my God. Smooth landing. All of the
Smooth
territory
landing.
from there to there. It's the hardest part is this part right at the end. That's what they say about people who walk tight ropes. The distance to the finish line is not the hard part in the middle when they're walking on the tightrope. The hardest part is dismounting because they're thinking, "Oh, cool, I did it. I'm right there." And then they just get, "Oh my God," and they fall 30 floors to the ground. So we don't want that for you. Stay engaged all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Every second of that finish. Go ahead.
Wait,
It's closer.
wait.
Trust yourself. You've got it. You'll remember where that note was. Part of it is like you maybe just are like, "Oh, I want to make sure I don't forget the note." Who cares? If you go too far, you go too far, and then you just slide it back up. You're still going pretty quickly.
Okay, wait, this is slower, slower, slower.
That actually connected. That was slower. Good job. So you can still go twice as slow as that, by the way.
Twice as
It
slow.
is scary to go that slow. It starts to sound a little weird, right? But you can. You
Okay,
can.
okay, okay.
How slow can you go? Do it again. Too
Oh, no, no,
fast.
no, no, too fast, too fast.
Yep. Use the support to lead as well. Slower.
Slower.
Use that air. Good job. Yes, I like how slow that was. You didn't quite get all the way to top note and come back down, but you did move with the air and it managed to connect all the way through. I would love now to feel that that speed up, right? It's exciting. That's what we want to feel.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes? So now when you're getting through that point, the air is increasing. Ah, ah.
Ah!
Yes, that was it. That was the exact one. Do it again.
Okay. Ah!
Pretty close, pretty close. At the very end, a little stutter land. We didn't die, but it was a bit shaky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah!
I feel like you're trying to make the quiet, like you're trying to land like nobody knows, like hi, like it's 11 p.m. or something, and you're sly, like nobody knows our plane is here at the airport. Like it needs to
Okay.
be like,
Same volume?
yeah,
Okay. Okay, okay, okay.
a mirror.
Ah.
Oh, just that part.
Ah. Ah.
Uh-huh. Let yourself go, right? When you first start this thing, it's at the top of it. So you're gonna go open, big, drop out of the sky.
Ah.
Throw it. Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Good. The last zero point 0.5 seconds of it was where I lost connection on your voice. Oh, I'm listening for it being really consistent. Go ahead.
Ah.
Nice. When you landed on the last note, now that all of a sudden it was all connected all the way through. The only thing is that when you landed on that last note, a little bit of that comes in. I'm exaggerating. But that stuttered air is because there isn't enough air and you're
Okay.
pulling back on it.
Okay.
If anything, a little extra.
Okay. 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 Oh wait, can you give me an example? Sorry.
I think you should
Wait.
do, I think you should do what you think you're gonna. I want to hear what you're
Okay,
gonna.
okay, okay, okay. Ah.
Yeah, more consistent. Good job. Yeah, in the middle, this needs to just have that same type of as if the wind is blowing up there. It's carrying the plane still all the way through.
Okay. Sh- Should I be should I be working more on my breath support or should I breath control?
I think so.
Okay. Okay.
I like the way you're using your air right now. It's managed, but I would love to feel like you have enough air every phrase. And
Okay.
sometimes that's pinching things off at the ends of your phrases right now before that it should be.
Okay. Okay. I will work on that.
Because tone is one thing, and then breath control is a whole other thing, really, because both of these things are using air. You have a nice tone when you're singing the song. It has this really great warmth to it that also the other singer is doing in his acoustic version too. And that's where you're making it a breathy tone. That's a purposeful use of extra air. It's nice. But sometimes what the trick is in breathy tone is not to become overly breathy where you can't, and there's two different ways to do breathy where you're kind of losing the ping, you're losing where the presence of your voice is it's pulled back, so it's like oh back here a little bit, oh, and it's getting caught in a place that isn't exactly like efficient for you, and so you have to work really hard for that instead of having it be based on what would be your normal optimal tone or default position and then just adding some extra air around that. It's almost like you need to aim or here, even though you're doing breathy. Ah, right? Versus oh, it's back here a lot. So you have a little more
Okay.
ping inside of the breathy tone. It would be great.
Okay. Ah.
hmm And even trying it without a breathy tone would be fine. Just make sure you really hit ah, big, bold, open, ah.
Ah.
Yeah, let yourself try it
Ah.
that way. What if you sang it as an opera all of a sudden, right? What would it be?
An opera.
Yeah. Ah.
Ah.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's great. You actually have a really nice, rich, warm baritone tone. I would maybe bass even. Ah, it's very nice. Ah, try that.
Ah.
Yeah, so you see there's a little couple bumps along the way in there, but it was closer. I really like where you got on
Okay.
top, and that had more resonance overall. Did it feel a little easier to do that?
It did definitely felt easier.
This is tricky because, we're thinking about what works for your singing tone as a singer, right? And also what works best for your body. And so sometimes those things are different and we have to find a common middle ground. And, technically, I would say singing breathy isn't necessarily efficient. I mean, it's that's kind of the whole point of it is for like vibes.
Vibes. Yeah.
So, but it's that's why we have to do that. Like if you don't do the vibes, then you can't, right? But your body needs to also be in position to be able to sing efficiently. If you only sing breathy all the time, you won't have strong enough of a pull to keep your vocal cords connecting fully. You won't know where that position is, and your body isn't going to be able to make the voice work efficiently, right? So that's where it's actually really beneficial to sing in full voice tone sometimes, which is what that would be called, where you're really connecting the voice a lot. Ah, you have that operatic classical kind of tone. It's super open in the throat as well. You could do that as well here, right? Smaller space. That's also fine, but to get that type of tone where it's really fully connected, it's loud too. Ah,
Ah, ah,
yeah. If you say hey,
hey,
uh-huh, hi there,
hi there.
uh-huh. Feel your voice really connect. Do you talk like that?
Not really.
Right. It doesn't seem like it. You're like, whoa. You can do that with your voice. That's actually the real, true tone of your voice. Hi there. Hello. Hello. Like your voice wants to hit there, right? And these other things around it that we add, these texture, these things are cool. They're style. That's necessary as well. But we have to make sure you can do it efficiently and not like, be out of shape essentially. So that's where
Yes.
this is good strengthening. It's good to connect there in the vocal folds. Another way to do that too, I'm just thinking, is where you sing with your voice in SOVT, or which is a semi-occlusive vocal track, right? You could do brrr, you could do vroom, you could do you could do These are all semi-occlusive. They're semi-closed. Helps you have some back pressure in the throat. You could use a straw.
A straw. Oh, I have one of those metal straws for singing.
Perfect. Do
Yeah.
that. That will help condition your throat for connecting the vocal cords, the muscles in there.
Okay.
Also great to connecting chest and mixed and head voice as well and growing the range.
Okay.
So you're needing that work up too in the top part of your range. That's why we were focusing up there today too, because I really want to feel where your voice connects a little bit higher. You're used to using your voice in that
That low range.
low range, and then yet the song you're choosing is in a higher range. You were singing it down the octave last time you did it.
Yes.
But you can sing it up the octave. It's not to say you have to be singing it high either. That's not the point of this either. But it's nice to have access there.
Yes. Yeah.
And you do, but you have to use it.
I have to use it.
So, and I know we're over time, but I'd really love to hear you sing the song at least once here.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and just do your, you know, dress rehearsal of this
Dress
essentially.
rehearsal.
I don't know if
Okay.
it's dress
Here we
rehearsals, but
go. Where'd you learn what it means to reciprocate? And how much can I be expected to tolerate? I started to think about the plans I've made, the debt unpaid, and you just can't call a spade a spade. I watch the moon, let it run my mood. Can't stop thinking of you. I want you. So long, nice to know you. I'll be moving on. We started off in such a nice place. We were talking the same language. I am open and I'm closing. You can't stand the start of a real beating heart. You've been jolting, having trouble owning it. Admit that I'm loading. I watch the moon, let it run my mood. Can't stop thinking of you. I want to. So long, nice to know ya. I'll be moving on. Okay.
All right. Good job. Okay, so for the performance, I'll want to make sure I can hear the track too, because that wasn't shared audio, but that's okay.
Oh,
You
whoops.
sounded great. That's okay, but I can hear you. I can hear you.
I didn't even realize you couldn't hear it.
That's all good. I preferred it actually for the sake of what I was doing here because I could really hear your voice. I knew the song enough. So when you're going into the top ooh vowels on moon, right? Or like you, those ones, they're the weakest spots. Right.
Yeah, yeah. Accessing that is still, I'm working on it.
Yeah. So if you could give more air right there on those spots, even if you have to sing it a little bit louder on there, and then you can pull back, like even when you just start the word. I watch the moon. Do that.
I watch the moon.
Better. Yes. When you start it, you have an right? Moon.
Moon.
Yeah. So swell behind the you can already have some pressure in there. Moon.
Moon.
Uh-huh. And keep going with the thread. Moon.
Moon.
Yeah.
Moon.
Yes, you feel that the air fills that space now. Let
Yes.
it run
Run
unto you, right?
to
So those moments, I'll be moving on, right there as well. Move.
moving on.
Yeah, much better. I still want to hear it up the octave too. I'll probably push you to
Okay.
do that and try
Okay.
that.
Up the octave. Up
Yeah.
the octave. I
Uh-huh.
think I need to like memorize the pitch more. Maybe I'll like turn on and off the tracks just to make sure I'm like still in it.
When you start it, that's totally fine. But what's the first note then as a first word, I mean?
The first word?
Something about
Where?
the very beginning of the song.
The first word is where. Where did you learn?
Oh, sorry. Uh, where did you learn to the means? Right? Can you start
Yes.
there?
Yes. Where where did you learn what it means?
Yeah. Where? Use that air all the way through.
Where
Where did you learn what it means?
where did where did you learn what it means?
Yes. Remember I had you sing it on vowels too?
Yeah.
Think about this all as one long thing there. It's all vowels and just slight consonants.
Whoa.
Where you
Where you
are, what
learn
it
what it
means?
means?
Yeah.
Where you learn what it means?
Yeah. Learn is the one that tricked right there. Where you are. Open that up.
Where you learn
Yes.
where you learn what it means?
Yes. Where did you learn what it means? Now light consonants. 60% consonants.
Where you learn what it means?
So much better. Where'd you learn what it means to reciprocate?
Where did you learn what it means to reciprocate?
Uh-huh. K. Go through that way. K.
Kate,
Uh-huh.
K,
Uh-huh. E.
E,
Good. All the way through. Finish it out with a yeah. K.
K, K,
Yes.
K, K.
Cool. And next word? Next phrase?
So I started to think about the plans I have made. So I started to think about the plans I made. So what is that? Is that the right pitch?
So I started. Yeah.
Okay. So I started to think about the plans I've made. So, so I started to think about the plans that I made. So I started.
Yes.
So I,
I made. That one's the open one.
I,
The day. Right? Or whatever it was.
yeah. So I started to think about the plans I've made. The debt unpaid.
Unpaid. Come into that.
unpaid,
Yes. And next.
and you just can't call. Wait, and you just can't call a spade,
Uh-huh. A spade. You gotta go into that one.
a spade, a spade,
Mm-hmm. A spade. A spade. Bum
a
bum pop.
spade, a spade.
Yes, that's it. That's how fast the air changes. Pop.
Okay,
Boom.
okay. Ba
Mm-hmm.
boom,
Mm-hmm.
bum 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 bum.
Mm-hmm. Pop bum pop boom.
Then the next one is I watch the moon.
Okay, so now start there.
I could feel my voice about to crack.
Uh-huh. Separate the outcome. We're in tune with what your body wants to do right here. We're releasing, relaxing as ah.
I watch, I watch the moon.
Totally. I watch. Go ahead.
I,
Ah.
I watch the moon.
Yes, I love that. So your falsetto is really cool like that. I would love to hear how that works to connect from the air that you're giving. I watch the moon. More air. The moon.
The, you want to start
The
the
moon.
moon,
Yeah. Ooh.
the, uh,
The
the,
here.
the,
That's the
the
octave below it.
moon.
The right here.
Ah, the oh my gosh.
The
The
yes.
moon,
Yes. Do it again.
the
The moon.
the moon,
Yes, moon was great now. The
the
that's your head voice. Go back to chest
moon,
voice for the
the
so it's
moon,
a high voice for your chest voice. It's a high note for your chest voice, right? The
the
keep your voice open, keep your throat open, right? The
the
yeah,
the moon,
good. You're going through air,
the
air, air.
moon. One
hmm
more air.
The moon.
The moon.
Totally. Even if you hear that little crack in there, that could be cool. It's actually a nice thing. The moon. That sound is a very unique tone, right? Like, but it's very common practice in like Hawaiian music, for instance. There's ways to use that sound. There's tons of actually a lot of singers in yodeling, right? And people who use that in pop music to like say that kind of give a cry aesthetic. So you go, ah, right? Ha, ha. If you do that super fast pace like that, you hear that little tiny crackle and beginning to that note now instead of ha. It's just kind of like vanilla. Now you can start instead like how much. That's like whoa. He really like felt that somehow. Like oh my gosh, he's gonna break. That is a style. That's a point to doing that, right? It gives you, it makes you a little on edge as the listener in a good way. You pay attention more. Wash, wash. I just did it there as well. That's the offset using the cry at the end. These are all good things. So I would say lean into that. You're going through
Okay.
in this transition here. Watch the moon. And you can use that little flicker of the head voice.
Okay.
Crack.
Okay. Watch.
Up the octave. Oh,
Watch
perfect.
the moon.
Yes. Use it to connect
Watch.
though. hmm
Watch the moon.
So you have to go the moon right into it. The
Wa-
moon.
wa-
You got it.
Watch the moon.
Uh-huh.
Watch the moon.
Nice. So just do the moon. The moon.
The moon.
Go just without words now. Go oh
Oh.
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 That one. Now you kept the air on all the way through instead of backing it off and then come back in, right? Oh. I want you to almost accelerate into it.
Oh.
Yes, do it again.
Oh.
Did you ever watch Mandalorian?
The Mandalorian. I did not
Okay,
actually.
that's
It's
fine.
on my watch list.
Okay, well, there's the theme song of it. It's not actually this sound, but it sounds like it's just the sound of this like instrument. I don't know what it is, but it's like a horn. Like it's like a it sounds like an animal's horn, you know? So it's like
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
anyway, that flip, that's it's I'm telling you, it's a really cool sound. I couldn't do that low. And then it's like ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-da-bum, all that. But this sound at the beginning is very unique. It's very spiritual almost. So that's why I'm saying to this sound is really cool. The moon, you have to lean into it. You got to go,
Huh?
yeah. It's the sound of your voice breaking is uncomfortable at first to try and do, and you're like, oh my gosh,
Oh my gosh.
it's great. That's a very good singing tone. You actually are looking for a lot of the time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the more you can get comfortable doing the uncomfortable things as well, now you can choose, okay, this is the right moment for that.
Okay. I'll
All right.
practice that.
Yeah. So that's a lot there also to work with. I know we're way over time. I gotta let you go. But
Okay.
feel free if you want to sing it down the octave for the performance, that's totally fine. I may ask you to try it up the octave though as
Okay.
well in the coaching. Or you can just do it up the
I'm
octave.
definitely down for both.
I would love to hear you try it up the octave for sure in the coaching process. But do what you want for
Okay.
the performance of it. And definitely invite people. Did you get the graphic that I put in there too for you in the folder?
I believe so.
Okay,
I
and you can
I think
download it, and
I
then
think I
you
saw
can
it there.
send that, text it even to people, be like, "Hey, I'm doing this showcase thing. Do you want to come check it out? Here's a link." Boom. I
Okay.
think it'd be really, really good to have people there that because they'll support you. They'll also see where you're at right now, and then in the future, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, where you came from that first one that I saw to now." They'll have a reference point. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like when you go to the doctors, you're not like always in optimal health when you go the first time, and then the next time you go, you're like, "Oh my gosh, you grew. Look at you." You know, you're on track.
Yes.
Plus, it
I'll
helps you
work
make
up the
make you do
courage.
it right. Yeah, it helps you perform better. Believe it or not, you got to learn to do it either way. So
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta perform in front of people eventually.
they want to see you. They want to just support you. You know what I mean? Invite those people. Don't invite the haters if you know those people are like, "Ah."
I invited all my haters.
Yeah, invite them purposefully to it. But yeah, it's gonna be great.
Okay.
And thanks again
Yeah.
for just doing it. Right? You're gonna be awesome.
Thank you, Jameson.
You're welcome. All right, I'll see you, Michael.
All right. I'll see you.